Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for joining me. Um, Hi, Shem. I am, I guess, doing the last part of Learn Next.js and build a personal website. Hi, Suraj. Thank you for joining. Um, Alok, hello. Thank you. Um, I see some familiar names in the chat, so I'm gonna assume that I don't have to go through a big review. But hi, I'm Isabel. I am a coach here at Major League Hacking. I use she, her pronouns. And a fun fact about me is I've seen a lot of anime. You are welcome to add me on LinkedIn. Um, but today we have finished the first three parts of our um, website. We learned the fundamental concepts. We decided what our application would include. We implemented a little bit of it last session, and today we're adding finishing touches, adding styling, etc. I'll also leave the floor open since I don't think I'm going to have like 2 hours worth of styling today. Hello, Shakti. Um, for anyone else who hasn't gotten used to me streaming yet, I am very interactive. I like if you stop by in the chat or if you have any questions, feel free to write them down. But yeah, so we have already gone through these. I'm not going to review fundamentals anymore. This was the link to the repository that I have. I'm going to leave it here for a few seconds. Excuse me. Yeah, if you notice, my voice changed a little bit because I started coughing yesterday. I don't think I'm gonna have the vocal cords to last a while today. That's okay. Once again, if you want to follow along, or if you want to like use what I've been demonstrating, this is the GitHub link. If you want to make your own, feel free to do so. In a previous slide, I put the options like which yes or no's you should choose when you start your own repository. You can do that as well. And then finally, so this was the to-dos that we set out last session, like at the end of the last session yesterday. We had said we're going to style the browser, we're going to create an about section, we're going to highlight the active tab using the last pressed state, and then we're going to animate transitions and fix the font. Not necessarily in that order, that was just how I thought of it. But I think what I would personally want to start with is highlighting the active tab using last pressed, because um, I wanted to uh, shoot out all of the functionality first, and this using an event listener is kind of functional, as opposed to CSS heavy like about and browser. Hi Greenwell, hi Giselle, thank you for joining. You're not late. I just reviewed a little bit of last session, and then I'm going into what we are doing for this session, which is just mostly styling and finishing touches. So I had taken down the notes of someone using a use state to toggle between two different styles. So here, the example was saying full width or not full width. So we have here the state, and it starts with false, and then within that component or that tag that you want to change, like conditionally, is this, which is the style. You notice that there are two curly braces, and that is because style sheets, if you go into like globals.css, is an object, sort of like each um tag, each like body, media, root is its own object with the curly braces, and then this whole CSS is one curly brace as well. So when we go into, where's my to do there, once we go into here, this is for specifically P, and this is for specifically all of the style sheets. Now here we're seeing this is not the regular quotation marks, it's the tilde or the tick mark next to your number one. And this is saying that this is like in quotations, based on if full width is true or false, then have a ternary statement that is, if it's full width, then this style width becomes 100%. Otherwise, if full width is false, it is only 20%. And remember how our use state started as false, which means defaultly from the beginning, we're going to have 20%. And then once that full width is toggled by the state, it becomes 100%. Here in the example of like our whole example, it doesn't really say when full width is changed, but going into our example, so we have here, it's last pressed is in my app. So I'm actually thinking about, because the way that we split up the components is a little confusing in translating what we're Googling. Like what I Googled was, it's all in the app and there's not a toggle for it. Here, we're toggling specifically in last pressed, which is initialized in our app function. However, I think I need to go into tab. It might be in tab that I get to decide what the color is. So it's going to be a little trial and error to translate what we Googled and what we're using. It's title and company. No, it's this. So we say style and we do our double curly braces. And then we say, gosh, where is my to-do? Let's put that on the side so I can copy it a little easier. I'm going to make this smaller. So we have style here. It's a little helpful because I started to worry that all of these styles might be overwritten, but because we used Tailwind CSS and it's using the class name, it's not really messing with style, which is what our example is using. So we got style and then quotation marks. What we're changing is background color. So background color, and then we're going to use our tick mark and then $, which is like you put the $sign in front of a variable that you're calling. So like, what is our last pressed? Last pressed. I know. Okay. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Last pressed. Let's say, just to see the difference, we're gonna style it later, and then we're gonna style it later. But I'm realizing that we can pass this as a prop to our tab. So like here in not that, not you, not you, not you, who? Okay. This last pressed might be, I could pass it through the tab. Like, I would probably have to manually do it here. If someone has a better idea, I am all ears. Let's see. If I go into tab and I say last pressed, so but I say like last pressed, and then since this is always going to be here, let's see. No, but last pressed isn't a Boolean. Yeah, last pressed is a string. So I think what I need to do is, if it matches that, then it's true. So that's an extra layer. So let's think about this. If it's default, but it's last pressed and it's controlling everything. It might be something similar to this. Set last pressed is right here. set new tab is right here. Oh. Set last pressed is changing the state to default, but I'm seeing if within that same function, I can change the color of whatever was last pressed. But that's only the state. So I'm trying to see if I can control it from here. But I have an idea, which is to have it last pressed Boolean. But I have no way of changing it back. So my idea was to say last pressed and then no, we say, I'm just gonna try it out, okay? Last pressed true, right? Last pressed does not exist on, because I have tab here and I have last pressed here and I have last pressed here and I have last pressed here. These aren't tabs anymore. Gosh, components have gotten confusing. I'd have to manually do it for each one. I don't like this. I don't like this. We're gonna try it, but I don't like this. I'm gonna try it. It's not working. Inner does not exist on type. Last pressed Boolean is not assignable to type because that's a browser. Let's go back. And I'm going into bar, which again is a different component. This is, yeah. So bar, let's try this. And then just to try Microsoft and Roblox. And then, oh, it was running since yesterday, friends. Don't do that to your computer. You saw me not print npm run dev yet. This has been running since yesterday. Like session 2. Last pressed is good. And then I'm going into my browser and I'm saying localhost. Wait, I always get it wrong. So let's copy and paste that. See, so now it's green and red, but the toggling part is what's not happening. So let's backtrack in our logic. If last pressed is true. No, because here it's always going to be true. It's not like saying, okay. I might need the state in here. Okay. And just make that state equal to the other state. Let's try that. Okay. So last pressed, and then let's do that. And then last pressed is not a string, it's a Boolean. And then let's close that. Not it. I think that's just, yeah, we can close it now. Okay. So what's next for us is set state. So we're gonna say const last pressed, and then we're gonna say excuse me is false, and then here last pressed becomes true. No, not it either. My initial Googling was not deep enough. So my apologies for the hiccup, but at least it normalizes bugs. How's everyone doing so far? How are their websites going? Has anyone made their own website along with me, or has everyone just been following, like just watching? I'd love to hear from the audience while I make my brain cogs churn. If it's last pressed, that's either true or false. But here, I'm not setting it, I'm just letting it. Like, gotcha. So, welcome, Roshan, and I'm sorry that you missed part 2. I think that one was a little bit succinct, so it's okay to follow along, like easy enough to follow along. You will hear my hiccups though. You will definitely hear my hiccups. It's not gonna be like a pause and play. If that's last pressed, I could make this set new tab. Yeah, set new tab has this. So set last pressed. I wonder if I can do. I might do const set color. No, color. Set color. And then hi, thank you for that. I don't know how it's Python related on Twitch. I'm looking at it from like YouTube and StreamYard, and I'm on part 3. So it might be something that we'll have to fix after, like the recording after. But thanks for catching it, Sabzi. Hey, no, wait. My nickname is Sabs, like without the I, but it's like weird. It's very unrelated to my name. So that was a cool little like coincidence. Awesome. So some people are joining in. That's awesome. If you have a better understanding of using states between components, I would love to hear it, because I don't think I implemented this as well as I would have wanted. But let's see. Open here and close here. And then I was going to say set color to like, let's say green. But like, coming as props in bar, but it's also a new state in bar comp. Yeah, no. So this is me still thinking of it about it. It hasn't been accomplished yet. I'm working through different like trials, because the way that my components are set is not like how Stack Overflow explained it. So I'm trying to see how within app, wait, it might be within bar, right? I might have to switch it up within bar. So I'm gonna get rid of this. I might have to change it within bar. So like on click, set last pressed true. We're saying what's wrong. That's what it might be complaining about. Not it either. I might not be able to do two functions at the same time, like on the same on click. So what's my next thing to try? Set last pressed. Because I'm thinking if I put last pressed here, I can put the color in here. Oh, okay, I'm getting it. I think I'm getting somewhere. I can put style in here. Where did I put it before? Like it was in the tab itself, but I might be able to get away with it from in here. Right? Try that. Course tab doesn't have a style attribute because I made it myself, of course. So I can't do that either. Let's backtrack again. Sorry, friends. So are you guys staying hydrated? I'm drinking chocolate milk this morning. What about y'all? If because it's last pressed. And like I need a true or false for what is currently being displayed. Like an event listener that listens to what the last thing pressed was, which is what set new tab is already doing. Let me look into use callback. Look at the documentation, friends. To cache a function within re-renders. That's kind of what I need. Okay. But again, this is one function. Okay. So set new tab is calling set last pressed, and that's getting cached. Okay, that's a cool little thing that I can explain to y'all. Use callback. The reason why we're not just saying set last pressed here in bar is because set new tab is caching it so that even when it re-renders, it remembers what last pressed was. So it keeps the same tab open even through re-renders. As a fun fact, set last pressed and then use state, and then I needed to change color here in tab within bar within index. That's a little deep. Set new tab, set new tab, set new tab. Can I have multiple functions in a single on click? Functions in one on click. Wow, thanks. I just have, so I just put a colon here, or a semicolon, and say set last press. But I was complaining earlier. Let's try this. Put them in a single function that calls both. Yeah, so by nesting, do you mean last pressed is in set new tab? It could have been if set new tab was not a use callback, because what I'm seeing here is use callback is a singular function being cached. So I can't nest it at this level. I have to backtrack one and nest it at this level. So now my on click is working. Now I just have to do something with last pressed. So I'm gonna pass last pressed So we don't need this anymore because it's not going into bar, it's going into tab. Last pressed in there stays. And then when we go into bar, set last pressed is equal to true. Let's see, that should logically make sense because like if we're following it, right? We've got here in bar, we are setting a new tab, and then once in bar, that set new tab, we click on the tab, and that clicking is an event listener that sets last pressed into true. Now, okay. Last press. This, I'm guessing this might give me some kind of loop if I'm understanding it correctly. So last pressed is equal to last pressed. So set it, and then I don't know if they happen at the same time or it sets it and then sends it, you know? So let's find that out, friends. We go into tab and now we have last pressed. Let's see if let's do the same for Roblox. So I'm copying this, putting it here, changing this to Roblox, changing this to true. Last pressed is not true, it's last pressed. Wait, this might change it to like change every time, like only happen once. Yeah, see? So we got somewhere, but it looks like it's overwriting what we're doing. So like when I click here, it clicks both. Because set last pressed is a state on the level of the entire bar, not on the tab itself. So I might have to okay. We might have to okay, last pressed is hi Taxix. Is it good no words or bad no words? I'm open to feedback. I know this should have been like I should be already telling you how to do it, but I am debugging as I'm going along because my research did not produce the right results. But I'm open to listening how I can make this better. If you know how to do what I'm trying to do, I would love to hear it. Let's see. What if I can't have last pressed here in within the bar because like light bulb, light bulb. So I can make last pressed into defaultly false. And then once I'm in bar, I just say last pressed is not last pressed to do the opposite of what it's doing, like just to toggle it instead of specifically saying true or false. Because, like, I was thinking of how if I set this to true, I have no way of setting it back to false. But if I say not last press, it's just a toggle between yes or no. It'll automatically go back if I click it again. Do I want to click it again? Nah, people don't usually double click a tab. That's not quite the. It'll still give the. Okay, so I'm thinking about it. And if I put last pressed in as like a yes no, they are. Where's my tabs would multiple of them would be active. I need to say something along the lines of this, where no, somewhere along the lines of each one changing color. I think it's another, can I have multiple callbacks? It's getting complicated, friends. I might be able to. So set active. No, not it either. Let's see. What else can we do? So I was going to say set a new callback, but let's see. Multiple functions in callback. Use callback. React. I know we're using Next, but as a reminder, Next.js is built on top of React.js. So it's okay to use React like solutions. Okay. So I make a function called update thinking or update thing, and then use dispatch, and then the callback is saying dispatch and global function. Okay. Let's try something like that then. Let's close this. Let's excuse me, friends. Definitely not at 100% today. But showing up is feed the code to ChatGPT, save time. I agree with you, but I like keeping my last brain cells. I don't want to like get lazy about it. So the problem is I am trying to make, like, you know how here in the browser tabs, you click on one, it changes the contents. You click on one, it changes the contents. I have accomplished changing the browser component. So our component is our browser is one component, our tabs are one component. And then both of those are in our app like root component. I've accomplished changing browser based on tab, but I have not accomplished within tab bars, like all of them, only the one currently being shown is a lighter color. So I'm trying to highlight it. It's literally just styling. I'm stuck on styling, friends. So I have tried putting the state of like true or false within app and within bar. But then what that ended up happening is let's undo a few things here. No, not here. Let's undo a few things here. So the last thing that I accomplished did not do what it was supposed to do. So right now, let's say meds, it changes, Tomo, it changes, but I put last pressed on my companies. And if I press one, both of them change because my last pressed is in the bar component, like the whole bar, instead of each individual tab. But in order to change the contents of browser, each tab in app is a separate function that uses tab or like that uses browser. So we've got a confusing mix of components, just so like, because what has happened is I've been adding functionalities as I go along, instead of choosing all of my functionalities, setting up the infrastructure and then going with it. So that's, I think, the problem that we're at right now. Does that make sense? Or does anyone have any light bulb ideas right now? Because I've tried a few things already. I'm gonna keep trying. If anything, today is a test on perseverance. If I can push through this, I can push through anything. Whew, I got this. Okay, that made sense. Nice. I don't want to feed it to GPT, but I know that it might help. What I am willing to do is I'm going to ask GPT how to connect different. I'm going to say the scenario. I'm not going to copy and paste the code. I'm not going to do that. Like, just as a morals thing, I'm not going to do that. Opening ChatGPT in another browser. My bad. No. It's just so you don't have to see me autocomplete my password. Oh, you let me log in, buddy. What's wrong, buddy? So we're gonna learn a bit of prompt generation as well. Let's see. If I have the following scenario. So I've learned that you have to set the scene if you have a big question for GPT. So the following is a Next.js project portfolio website with one component for designed like a browser interface, the one component for the tabs, one for the whole tab bar, and one for the browser contents. I need you to help me change the state of the tab styles of the active tab to a different background color. Based on what? No, yeah, it already says active. Use TypeScript. If it'll do that. Gee, excuse me. I already know that though. Okay. So it wants an is active. And then an active tab. Okay. Thank you, Praj, for suggesting GPT. We didn't copy and paste any code, but we learned how to make a prompt. Okay. So it's saying that on the tab itself, we have is active, and we have is active, and then we have is active, gosh, and then on click, they have an on click, and that's already there, which means later I might have to change, like add this state change within on click. I'm already seeing that. So we've got class name. But so this example is changing it in terms of class names. My problem with that is I have so many class names because of Tailwind CSS that this might override all of this. So I'm going to keep it in style, switch it up a little based on the first suggestion that we had from the beginning of the session, and say background color. If it's active, then green. If it's not, then red. And then we've got on click is on click. And then within tab bar, which to us is bar, we've got active tab. Active tab. And we've got tabs. No, I don't think I need that. Active tab is equal to index. I see. So I'm numbering each of the tabs, which doesn't work as well. Okay. So this is, okay. What if I have a different component for each tab? So now we're having a follow-up question. But I'm seeing that an alternative to this would be I could turn this into an array where the content of the tab, which is the title, winner, logo, blah, can be in an array, and then I map through the array. In bar, I have it separately because set new tab gets changed, but I could change this into like, okay, we're pivoting. I think we're pivoting, friends. He's gonna keep, or GPT's gonna keep typing, but I think what we can do is, let's say I want a new file called jobs.js or TS, I guess. Or no, it doesn't make a difference. But I just wanted a file that has my array of, or like my object of different tabs instead of putting it here. But that's if I have so many, like if I have 10 projects, 5 internships, it might get a little clunky putting it here. And I would then want it on a different file. But for now, for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to say const tabs, and then exactly. Thank you for understanding. Yeah, I think we can close it. Okay, so this is my tabs, and then I'm closing this row blocks. We've got row blocks, and then we've got title. What was my title? Title, Tomo, and Meds FYI. Tomo. What else did I need from it? No, just the title and the winner. False. And then last one, title meds, winner true, close. So that's my new tabs. And then I'm going to comment all of these bad boys. But it can't do a comment in a comment. So I'm going to get rid of these because I didn't need Princeton anymore. And we're backing this up and commenting it out. Now what we're going to do instead is say tabs.map, and then we've got tab and index. So now here, so this is an arrow function that then, wait, let's close it so it doesn't complain. There. This is an arrow function that says map. So each tab, there's a tab and an index. It's given that the first one is like the thing that each element in array tabs will be called tab, singular. And then this comma index inside my arrow function, like the parameters of my arrow function, index will automatically be an incrementor that automatically increases by 1 each time. So that helps me when we go to here. No, I think we were at tab. No. When we were talking about, which browser am I looking for? This one. When we were talking about here, because to determine if it's active, it just sees if active tab number is equal to the index that we're making right here. And therefore that'll change it. That makes a very good way for there not to be more than one active tab, which is really good. So again, thank you for suggesting like backup through GPT. So we are going to go ahead and so we're mapping, and we're following the same thing that we commented out earlier, and it's completing it for me. I don't want you to do that. Return, and then we've got tab. Our key is our index, yes. And then label. No, I don't want label, but I do need what do you call this? Company is equal to tab company. Logo is tab logo. Title is tab title. Winner is tab winner. And on click, no. So what I'm doing right now is this label is just like what text is on the tab in this example. But here I need is active to be connected to my active tab, which is right here, which I haven't set yet. So active tab is a number. And then if active tab is equal to index, we're good there. Now, active tab has not been, okay. And in bar, we've got another function called, no, on tab click could be set new tab. No, because set new tab is a string. That changes, okay, that's a good one. This changes the browser. I need another function to change the state, the styling of the tabs themselves. So set on tab click. On tab click. And just copy and paste this. So their style. So in this example, there's a colon after every type. I haven't been doing that. I guess it's an optional thing. That's a new thing to learn. We've got on tab click, and in our on click, we've got, I'm going to copy and paste this into here and close that. But instead of set new tab company, tab.company. However, what if it's not a company? What if it's okay? I guess I'm changing this again. I'm backtracking again because I have to keep it just one title or company. And in this case, I'll just get rid of that, get rid of that, and then I don't have company anymore. So I'll just say logo here, and I'll make title to be either project title or company name. See? And I don't need company anymore. And they're both strings, so it would have made sense to leave it as both of them together. So we're definitely polishing now. We've got title in here, and then bar, we don't need company anymore. And this is going to be title. This is going to be title. And then here we got title. And if we go to index, it should, oh, it's running. Was not fully expecting it to. Here maybe? Okay, so it's not changing yet. We're okay. Because I haven't added the style. So we're getting in the right track though. So on click, set new tab. And then that's tab.title. And then my titles should all match. Should all match what's in here. Yeah, just to match it. Bar is complaining. So bar needs on tab click and active. Okay, we're getting somewhere, friends. This is investigative. How's everyone doing? Tab bar. We're good. We've got on click, and then instead we've got here, it's going to be on tab what? What did I say? On tab click. Where'd on tab click come from? And they say index, which is what this index is, but on tab click, Now this is the browser content. So we're going to here, component, active tab. Oh, active tab is a number. So browser, I think it's gonna come here. It's gonna come here. Active tab. So we're gonna say, I'm trying to understand where this would go. So now component active tab is similar to this, but what I had initially planned was each of them would be labeled and they would be in an object, which this is telling me I won't need that anymore if active tab is just a number. I see. I'm sorry, I'm just bothered by the fact that this is capitalized and the rest of them aren't. I think everything should be capitalized. All the components should be capitalized. That was a very weird tangent to go on. Browser. It's complaining because my original B was browser. Yeah. Import browser from browser. Yeah. Rename tab. Why are you complaining? Why are you complaining? Tab is declared, but its value is never read. Because I'm not using tabs in here. I'm using tabs in tab bar. Yeah. Why? I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to let it rock. Today is not the day to mess with it. So, but for y'all and with more time spent, care about that. Thank you. Where are we next? Oh, I had said we're going to make another component that just does this. Because right now it's in app. All of this functionality is in app. I'm going to call this content. This should change. And then browser DSX content. And this should change browser from content. That's so confusing. Okay. So we've got content here, but we're changing those later. We're okay. And browser is the whole thing. And what we're doing here is this. Active tab and components. What am I using? I'm not using any listeners on this one. So I just say export default content. No, sorry, export default function. Browser. Return. Thank you for completing that for me. But now, here in index, I'm going to copy and paste all of this. Just so little easier to navigate. Gosh. Oh no. Oh gosh, I lost all of it. I control seed instead of feed. Oh no. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So we're getting rid of this as well. And now instead of components last pressed, what's wrong with bar? What are you complaining about with bar? My bar needs active tab and on tab click. So I'm going to leave that later. Our browser is going to be content, using content. Yeah, so I'm going to say import content. And here, I'm going to say, oh, and then this is where the actual content would go. So we've got, again, component, not components, because that doesn't clarify. It's not a very descriptive name. Const. Yeah. Not the problem I want to work on today. Components, we've got content, title, we've got title is Microsoft, not a PM intern, as an Azure core intern. Microsoft Teams, no. Oh, Azure core team as a software engineer intern. And then what else is in content? Oh, that was a waste. I had stack and everything ready. Stack. Thank you. So we've got that. Filter, internship, and suite. Closing that. Content. Roblox. Blurb. I worked on, what did I work on? Studio Marketplace. On the Studio Marketplace team as a product manager intern. And filter internship. Yeah. You don't need a stack because I didn't really code for Roblox. And then I'm going to close it. And then now we're going into Tomo. Thank you. I started this. My stack is React Native, TypeScript, not Firebase, Postgres, I need GraphQL. And then my filter is personal project. And then let's close this. And then finally, our last one is meds. I'm gonna leave it alone. No, I'm not. single-handedly developed this website for a hackathon. Hackathon was it? Creatica? Anyone's a Creatica organizer. Hi. My stack was React, not TypeScript. It was Firebase and Google Cloud. Excuse me. Hey, Nirma. Thanks for joining us. We're a little stuck on a few things right now, but we are optimizing the way that our components are split up for our website. Bart is complaining because of a syntax error. Unexpected div in bar because I didn't finish it. What's wrong? This is the only thing that's wrong. There's no other closing. Tab click is in here. So in content, no, in browser. Let's close this up first. Filter hackathon, close. That's the end of that. Why is it complaining? Missing key for array. Gosh. Key. How do you increment? No, not on click, on array. No. No. See, the IDs are there manually. So I'll put honestly, it's so small that I can do this. We're only having 4, so we'll fix it later. I don't know what's red. That looks so angry. Let's see. Okay, it ran. Progress. Component is not defined. So I didn't change it here where I call content. Call browser. This becomes components active tab. An active tab becomes active tab, and we need this to be tab is a number. Let's go back to our GPT friend here. We also need components, but components is right here, so we're good there. So we've got components active tab, we're good there. If I put browser in here, so I'm gonna say browser, browser, and my active tab is not last pressed. We're gonna get rid of this. We don't need this anymore. Oh, we cleaned up good, friends. We cleaned up good. Hi, Gaming Skull. Thanks for joining. We are not close to finishing because I took this long to style a tab. Awesome. So the session plan for today is in todo.txt. Or if you go to the slideshow, it's also pasted here, our to-do for this current session. I'm currently stuck on highlighting active tab because of the way that my components were structured yesterday. Yeah. And then going back, we are at index. Oh, slides link is so the slides link is always going to be in the link tree that I have, the ESA from MLH one, but I can copy and paste just the slides for now. Reload, share, of course not. I'm just copying and pasting this. That's the slides. Let's see. We've got the div in bar. Why are you complaining? Because bar is missing. Bar is missing, is active, and on tab click. Is active, on tab click. Or did I put is active? Tab. Let's go back to GPT, friends. Okay, so active tab is going to be here in index as a state. And then we're going to set new tab is basically handle tab click. And I think I can say set active tab index here. Set last pressed. Oh, I did need set last pressed. Not false. Oh, I don't need it. I'm changing this. Index is coming from, hello. Let's full screen this. On tab click, we've got set new tab. Is active, where does that come from? No, is active isn't even one of them. Brain fart, friends, we're okay. So we've got set new tab. We don't really care about set new tab anymore because we have on tab click. We don't need this anymore, do we? I'm commenting it out just in case I'm wrong. Probably not wrong. Active tab. You've got on tab click. I'm out of something to drink. On tab click, we've got active tab. What is active tab? Active tab is active tab. Active tab is active tab. I don't think I need this. My browser is gonna need active tab is gonna also be active tab here, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yup. Okay. That hurt me. I was so excited. That hurt me. What's wrong with you? Bar.tsx. We don't need last pressed anymore. We don't need this line anymore. We're returning this. We don't need set new tab anymore. We just have on click. And let's try this again. It's annoying. It's wrong. On click. What's wrong? Tab is on click. So this on click to the, okay, let's debug this. It is showing Microsoft initially, right? As my default, and it's highlighted. But when I click it, it's not responding anymore, which means one of my on clicks isn't working. So let's try DevTools, handy dandy DevTools, and highlight this. Is it linking, or is it like, is there a specific part that I have to click? No, not necessarily. But on click, I have an on click here. Do I need this on click here? I'm sorry. I'm just gonna try this. Let's reload. Not it either. So let's try Control Z. This on click, no. I think tab needs this on click. Like it needs to receive this. Like if we go to tab, components, tab bar. Yeah, see, tab needs this on tab click. And when we're calling tab, it is there. And then when I go on click for this tab, it should pass there. But let's see. Console log tab to bar. And then we have from bar to browser. I have another on click here somewhere. Index is going to have my on click. Console log bar to app. So now if I do this and I go to console, let's reload this. And if I go here, okay, so tab to bar is going, but we don't see bar to app, which is helpful to us because this is telling me that active bar is not running right. Let's try not doing the callback. Is here in on tab click for the bar. On tab click for the bar is just straight set active tab. So I think set active. I don't need use callback maybe. Try that again. The bar is still running, but we're not getting to bar to app. Set new tab. Maybe this is what I need. It's not a return. Shouldn't be a return. I don't think. Because return is if you're rendering something. So let's try set active tab by itself in here. Let's comment this out and let's try putting it right there. It doesn't recognize index. Where is it getting indexed from anyway? We've got active tab is going to, active tab is a number. Bar, bar, bar. So I want this index. What isn't changing is the content though. So content, let's go to what active. See, so here my browser has active tab. My browser has active tab. And it's only pulling let's see, components. Let's see, console log browser to app. What's wrong with this? I made a small tab example we can use. Okay, I can't copy and paste. How do I do this? How do I do this? Oh, Roshan, can you put it in the Discord? Like, there's season launch. I can copy and paste from there. In the meantime, thank you, Roshan. We're at 10:20, so in the last 40 minutes, I'm going to figure this out. This was a frustrating session, but in terms of like debugging, this was a frustrating debugging, but we learned, friends. We learned. Okay, I'm waiting on the link to go on the Discord, but maybe I'm looking in the wrong channel. Nope, Roshan got it. Thanks, Roshan. Okay, so he's saying that, or they're saying that there is this example in Code Sandbox. Yeah, see, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. But I have different pages, different components, different everythings. So the importing, the transferring of the on clicks is a lot more frustrating because you have one page, so it's not as complicated. So I hear you. Good job there. What I'm having trouble with is because they're in different pages, I don't know which one goes to where, and I made it. I'm confused. I confused myself, friends. I confused myself. I think check here. I don't know how to check that this is changing because I think it's that this isn't feeding in right. So I'm going to check GPT again and see the format with which, so I'm going to put this here. I'm still listening. If you make edits, I'll also be able to see it. I think what I'm stuck at. Hello? What I'm stuck at is I made an array of components. Here, components is like this. No. Browser contents. Browser contents. See? It's components active tab. Hey! Welcome, welcome. I am stuck. This is a node, or I mean like a React component. I'm getting about that much. However, what I have is an array of those components, which I'm pretty sure you can do because it's not erroring out, but it's not feeding into my browser the right way. Browser, I think, yeah, so active tab, components active tab. I can't console log it from here. Is something wrong? Let's try. I can't console log from here, can I? Yeah, it might not let me. Void is not assignable to type React node. Yeah. Okay, so now it's not complaining because it's not the only one, which means earlier this was not rendering at all. Let's ask, if I have an array of components, how do I render only one of those conditionally? One of those elements conditionally. Oh. So it's saying I need to do it like this. Active component. It's going to be here, outside. And then all I have to do is say active component on the inside. Let's try that. Is not assignable. Again. So when I had this, it was fine. No, it was just complaining about a different thing. So I can't console log, but let's try. I see the GUI, and it might be. That's one way to like debug it. So it's complaining. Index is not defined in bar. So if you go to index.tsx and we go to bar, index is not defined because where did I get index before? Let's ask GPT again. What was it? On my app component, I can't access index. How do I set active tab at index? Was it tab bar? How did they call it? Tab bar. Yeah, that's. You can pass the correct index from the tab bar to the parent component set active tab function. Set active tab. Set active tab is right here. And handle tab click. I think I need this part. So you see how I went on click immediately to set state? On tab click. On tab click. Not it. I don't think that's where it's going. So maybe in bar. But on tab click is already here, being passed. Okay, mucho confusion now. I think on tab click is supposed to be here. Like in this page. So I'm stuck between index and bar now. So let's see where we're at in terms of how much we've accomplished. It's not even running. What is it complaining about? Index is not defined. Let's get rid of on tab index. I'm gonna use the last half hour to teach you styling because I didn't like catch this one very well. On tab click, I'm gonna put the question mark on that so it doesn't complain that nothing's there. And then this should, on tab click is not a function because in bar, no, it won't change the browser otherwise. So it's not changing. I think the only thing I'm gonna do for the last half hour is make it pretty. We were trying to fix the font earlier, and that didn't work out. And I think what was the problem with that with the, let's see, does this work? Yeah, it does. So the import URL works, and the globals do show up elsewhere. And we've got font family Poppins right here. We've got, I'm curious, if I make it like my about, I think, is its own index. See, I've got H1 and P right here, and it's being overwritten by the Tailwind CSS. That might be the case. That might be the case, but it wasn't overwriting it last time. So let's see here, friends. We can center this. So that is, if we go to index, I'm going to style this last and call it. But in the meantime, I'm open to any questions, concerns, etc. Anything that you want to see for next time. Tomorrow I'm doing, oh wait, I'll get into that later. Let's see. Margin is going to be 1/4. No, it's not showing up like that. So, no, it should show up like that. So Tailwind CSS. We're going in here, and then we're going to say margin, because I want to make margin so that my about at least goes in the middle. No, not scroll margin, just regular margin. Margin all sides. Why didn't it say 1/2? I guess it doesn't believe in 1/2. Look at that. Look at that. I know it's gonna be MX auto, and then MY I'm gonna do like something relative. Let's say M4. No, MY4, which means y-axis vertically. It's gonna be 4, and then MX is gonna be auto, which should center it. Should center it. So let's try that. Let's go to our browser, which I think is this one. Okay, so it's centered. And then I want a bigger vertical change. We're good there. And then okay, that's fair. BG Blue 400 is mildly appealing, so we'll go to content and change the background color as well. And then browser as a whole should have, let's copy the same. No, from bar, no from tab, no from index, no from this index. We're gonna just copy this because I just want the container. This big part is the container, and I'm putting it no in content, no in index, no content should no browser. Okay. Try this again. The tabs stay up there, so I don't like that. Let's go to tab bar, and we're gonna say no. We're gonna say height auto with no 1/2. Let's try this. Copying those styles into the bar so that it'll be the same height. Okay, almost. We're gonna get rid of this width maybe. It's too far, so let's go 1/2, but there's no padding. No, I need the padding. There's this gap, so I'm gonna use dev tools into it. MY auto. So M top 8. I think that's how you do it. I'm trying to all of my tabs. Yeah, margin top, MT, and then 8. Let's just say MY0, honestly, because I already have my padding from earlier. Let's go here. But it's still like smushed in, you know? See, it's smushed in. It's not quite lining up. And I don't want this gap because I want it to look like an actual browser. Let's look through here. Okay, so this div has what's orange. This orange is a margin. So I'm going to remove the margin in content. MY0. Okay, closer. We got this. And then here, that thing is complaining about something green, so that's padding. So if we go into bar, we're going to get rid of padding. There we go. Took you long enough. So if we just zoom out a little so the pages, all the tabs fit in. Now we have a browser. And if we fixed the thing that we were trying to fix for the first half hour, we would have accomplished it moving left and right. I guess that's homework for y'all to get the tabs, because I got the tabs to change, but I didn't get them to change styles and content. Remember yesterday's? See, this is why we have Git, because if you revert back to yesterday's, it'll change, but it isn't styled. So I'm going to push these changes and it runs entirely. And then we've got here and we're good there. Session 3 end, change it, styled but not active tab change. Okay, so I'm going to commit and sync this, and then others can either pull from yesterday's and continue from there, or get it from today and continue from there. Because you can pull from a specific commit. So depending on which progress you want to piggyback on, you can do that. So yeah, thank you for tuning in for so long. I appreciate it. We almost accomplished, but we learned a lot. So I'm going to call that a win. I'm going to call it a win that I learned Next.js. And I hope you did too. Thank you so much for tuning along. Tomorrow, I'm doing Hack Your Way to an Internship. It's going to be career development, what kind of things you want to do, regardless of what year you're in. Like if you're a rising junior or you're just starting out college, there are things that you can do so you can stand out in the internship process. So if that's something that you're interested in, same time tomorrow, again, 9 a.m., we are going to talk about internships. Thank you. I hope I feel better soon too. Awesome. Thank you, friends. I'll see you tomorrow, maybe. Bye-bye.